You were taught to care. You were taught that caring is noble, that emotion is profound, that feeling deeply makes you human. And maybe it does, but it also makes you controllable. You're in the meeting when someone questions your idea. Your chest tightens. You defend yourself with energy, with passion, with logic that comes from somewhere personal. You explain. You justify. You try to prove you are not what they implied. And while you are doing that, they lean back. They nod slowly. They smile just slightly. And you have already lost, because you reacted. You showed them what moves you. You gave them the map. You are texting someone you want. They take 6 hours to reply. You feel it. The weight, the doubt, the need to know why. So when they finally respond, you send 3 messages in a row. You explain your day. You ask questions. You keep the conversation alive because silence feels like losing. And it is, but not for the reason you think. You lost the moment. You could not sit in the silence. You showed them you need them more than they need you. They did not have to say a word. You said it all. Your friend does not invite you to something. You see the pictures. You feel the sting. So you bring it up casually. You laugh it off. You say it is fine. You make sure they know you noticed, but you are not hurt. Except you are. And now they know. And the next time, they will not think twice. Because you have shown them, you will accept it. You will feel it. But you will stay. You were trained to be helpful, to be available, to be the one who keeps things smooth. That training was not about love. It was about control. And the people who benefit from it are not the ones explaining themselves. They are the ones watching you do it. Machiavelli saw this 5 centuries ago. He watched courts full of men who thought virtue meant kindness. He watched them lose power to men who understood that power protects itself first. That mercy without strength is just permission. The appearance of goodness is proper, but the reality of it is a liability. He did not say this to shock anyone. He said it because it was true, and it still is. This script will show you 5 shifts, 5 places where your emotions made you weak and someone else used them. Not because they are evil, because you are available. You will not like some of what you hear. That is the filter. Most people leave here. They go back to feeling things and wondering why nothing changes. You can do that too. Or you can stay and learn how to stop being the one who gets managed. If this hit you, write "I am the strategist" once in the comments, just to mark the day your mindset changed. Put your phone face down and listen. You argue when someone disrespects you. They say something that dismisses you. It could be a coworker, a friend, someone you are dating. The words are casual, but the edge is there. You hear it, you feel it, and as you think it, you respond. You correct them. You explain why they are wrong. You defend your position. You need them to see that what they said was unfair. You need them to take it back. And while you are doing that, they are calm, they are still. They might even look confused, like they did not mean it that way. Now you look emotional, you look reactive, you look like someone who cannot handle a little push. And that was the entire point. You think the argument is about the content. It is not. It is about the frame. They set the frame when they commented. The frame was, "You are beneath me, and I can say this." You accepted the frame the moment you defended yourself, because defense is the accused's position. You stepped into their court. You played their game, and now they are the judges. Machiavelli understood that the prince does not defend his dignity. He assumes it. If someone questions him, his refusal to acknowledge it as valid dismisses the question. He does not argue. He does not explain. He continues as if nothing was said. And that refusal is more potent than any defense because it communicates that the attack was not even worth recognizing. You did the opposite. You gave the disrespect weight by responding to it. You showed them it hurt. You showed them it mattered. And now they know. Next time they want to destabilize you, they know exactly what to say. You trained them. Here is the shift. When someone disrespects you, you go quiet. Not angry, quiet. not passive-aggressively quiet, just still. You look at them for 1 second longer than is comfortable. Then you continue the conversation as if they said nothing, or you leave. You do not explain why. You do not punish them with words. You remove your presence, not because you are hurt, because they are no longer worth your attention. That silence is violence to people who are used to reactions. It removes their power. They said something to get a response. You gave them nothing. Now they are the ones wondering. They are the ones filling the silence. They are the ones who lost their frames. You did not have to say a word. You explain yourself to people who did not ask. Someone gives you a look. Someone comments. Someone seems distant. And you feel it. You feel the shift. So you explain. You clarify. You make sure they know you did not mean it that way, or that you were busy, or that you are not the kind of person they might think you are. You manage their perception of you because you are afraid of what they might assume. And while you are explaining, they are learning. They are learning that you need their approval, that their opinion of you matters more than your opinion of yourself, that you will work to stay in their good graces. You just handed them leverage. Machiavelli said it clearly. The prince must be feared and loved. But if he cannot be both, he must choose fear. Not because fear is better, because love without fear is dependency, and dependency makes you controllable. When you need someone to see you a certain way, you will bend yourself to maintain that image. You will explain. You will apologize for things you did not do. You will accept blame that is not yours. All to keep the peace, all to keep them comfortable. But they are not doing the same for you. They are not explaining themselves. They are not managing your emotions. They are just living, and you are working. Here is the shift. Stop explaining yourself to people who did not ask. If they are confused, they will ask. If they are upset, they will say it. If they are distant, let them be distant. Your job is not to manage how other people feel about you. Your job is to be clear in your actions and indifferent to their interpretations. When you stop explaining, something changes. People stop testing you because you are no longer someone who needs their validation. You are no longer in their frame of reference. You are on your own, and that makes you expensive. People do not test costly things. They respect them or they leave. Either way, you win. You are always available. They text you, you respond. They need something, and you help. They want to talk. You make time. You think this makes you valuable. You think this is what connection looks like, and it does, but not the kind you think. You are not their priority, you are their option, and you are always open. Machiavelli watched princes lose kingdoms because they were too accessible. The court did not respect them. Advisors did not fear them. Enemies did not hesitate. Why? Because access is abundant, and abundance has no value. When people know they can reach you any time, they do not think about you when you are gone. They know you will be back. They know you will respond. They know you will make room. You think availability is generosity. It is not. It is a signal. It signals that your time is not guarded, that you are not in demand, that you do not have anything more important than them. And people do not value what is always there. They value what they have to wait for. You see it everywhere. The friend who always cancels, you still make time for them. The person you are dating replies when they feel like it. You reply immediately. The boss who messages you after hours. You respond. You are teaching them that your time is theirs, and they believe you. Here is the shift. Become less available. Not because you are playing games, because your time is actually limited. You have priorities. You have focus. You have things that matter more than replying instantly to someone who did not think twice before reaching out. When you do not reply right away, they feel it. When you do not always say yes, they notice. When you are not always there, they wonder where you are, and that wonder is the beginning of respect. You are no longer the constant, you are the variable, and variables create tension. Tension creates value. People do not miss what is always available. They miss what they cannot always access. You want to be missed and not needed. There is a difference. You react to tests with emotion. Someone criticizes you in front of others. Someone questions your competence. Someone makes a joke at your expense. You feel the heat rise. You feel the need to respond. So you do. You defend. You counter. You make sure everyone knows they are wrong. You make sure your reputation stays intact. And while you are doing that, everyone is watching. Not to see if you are right, to see if you can be moved. Because that is what the test was. It was never about the content. It was about seeing if you are controlled by emotion or by strategy. Machiavelli knew that the prince was always being tested by enemies, by allies, by the people who claim to serve him. The tests are constant, and the prince who reacts emotionally to every test loses authority. Because emotion is proof of weakness, it is proof that you can be destabilized, that you can be pulled out of your frame, that you are not in control of yourself. You think defending yourself is a strength. It is not. It is proof that the attack worked. Strength is not reacting. Strength is absorbing the test and giving nothing back, or giving back something so cold and so controlled that the person who tested you regrets it. You failed the test the moment you felt the need to explain, the moment you raised your voice, the moment you tried to prove anything, because proof is what the weak offer, the strong are. Here is the shift. When someone tests you, pause, let the silence sit, let them finish. Do not interrupt, do not defend. Just look at them, then respond with one calm sentence. Or do not respond at all. Just move forward as if what they said was irrelevant, because it is. That pause is power. It shows you are not reactive. It shows you are not controlled. It shows you are evaluating them, not the other way around. And the moment you do that, the frame flips. They are no longer testing you. You are deciding if they are worth your response. Most of the time, they are not. You seek closure from people who already left. They ghost you. They pull away. They stop putting in effort. And you feel it. You feel the gap. So you reach out. You ask what happened. You ask if you did something wrong. You try to understand. You need to know, because not knowing feels worse than knowing it is over. And while you are searching for answers, they are gone. They are not thinking about you. They are not wondering. They already decided. And your need for closure is just proof that you have not. Machiavelli said the prince does not beg for loyalty. If someone leaves, they leave. If someone betrays them, they are removed. There is no negotiation. There is no pleading. Because the prince operates from a position of abundance, not scarcity. He does not need any one person. He has a kingdom. And the kingdom does not stop because one person walked away. You are doing the opposite. You are acting like you need them to release you. Like their explanation will set you free. It won't, because closure isn't something you get from someone. It is something you decide. You close the door. You move forward. You stop asking why. You accept that they showed you who they are, and you believe them. Here is the shift. Stop seeking closure from people who are already gone. They do not owe you an explanation. You do not need one. Their absence is the answer. Their silence is the message. Your job is not to decode it. Your job is to move. When you stop chasing answers, you stop giving them power. When you stop needing to understand, you stop being controlled by confusion. You move. You redirect your attention. You focus on people who are present, not people who left. And that shift is immediate. You are no longer the one waiting. You are the one walking. People respect the walk. They do not respect the wait. You apologize for things that are not your fault. Someone is upset. You do not know why. You may do, but it is not your fault. Still, you feel the tension. You feel responsible for the mood. So you apologize. You smooth it over. You take the blame even though you did nothing wrong, because you want the tension to end. Because you think keeping the peace is your job. It is not. Machiavelli knew that the prince who apologizes for everything is not seen as kind. He is seen as weak. Because apologies are admissions. And when you admit fault you did not commit, you train people to blame you by default. You become the emotional janitor, the one who cleans up everyone else's feelings, the one who takes responsibility so no one else has to, and they let you. Because it is easier, because you have shown them you will do it, you will carry the weight, you will say sorry, you will make it okay. So they do not have to look at themselves, they do not have to own their reactions, they point at you and you accept it. Here is the shift. Stop apologizing unless you actually did something wrong. If someone is upset and it is not your fault, let them be upset. Do not absorb it, do not manage it, just let it exist. Say nothing, or say, I understand you are upset. Not I am sorry, not I did not mean to. Just an acknowledgement, no ownership. That boundary is everything. It stops the cycle. It prevents you from being the default cause of every problem. It forces people to own their emotions rather than hand them to you. And the ones who cannot do that will leave. Let them. They were not respecting you. They were using you. The ones who stay will stop expecting you to fix everything. They will stop testing you with emotional weight because you are no longer carrying it. You are standing still, and that stillness is strength. Now you see the pattern. Every time you reacted, you lost. Every time you explained, you gave authority away. Every time you stayed available, you became background noise. Every time you apologized for something that was not yours, you trained someone to blame you again. You thought you were being good. You thought you were being human, and you were, but you were also being controlled. Because the people who benefit from your emotion are not emotional, they are calm, they are still, they are watching, and they are learning exactly what moves you. This is not cruelty, this is clarity. Machiavelli did not write his words to hurt anyone. He wrote them because pretending does not protect you. Niceness without boundaries is not virtue. It is available, and available things get used. You were not taught this. You were taught the opposite. You were taught that being kind means being soft. That being said, understanding means absorbing everything. That being a good person means putting yourself last. And in a perfect world, that works. But you do not live in that world. You live in this one. And in this one, the people who set boundaries are respected. The people who guard their energy are valued. The people who do not react are feared. Fear is not cruelty. Fear is respect for what you will not tolerate. When people fear losing access to you, they treat that access differently. They do not waste it. They do not test it. They protect it. But they only do that if you show them it can be lost. You have not been showing them that. You have been showing them the opposite. You have been showing them that no matter what they do, you will still be there. You will still respond. You will still care. And they believed you. So they stopped trying. That is what happens when you are always present. People stop valuing presence. They start valuing absence. And you have not been absent. You have been everywhere. In their inbox, in their notifications, in their problems. Always available. Always understanding and always explaining. And where did it get you? It got you tolerated, not respected, not desired, not valued, tolerated, because people accept what is always there. They do not protect it. They do not prioritize it. They assume it. You do not want to be assumed. You want to be considered. And being considered requires scarcity. It requires distance. It requires the possibility that you might not always be there, that your time is not infinite, your patience is not guaranteed, that your presence is conditional, not because you are cruel, because you have standards. Machiavelli understood that the prince who gives everything is left with nothing, not because people are evil, because people are human, and humans do not value what costs them nothing. They value what they have to earn, what they had to wait for, and what they had to wait for, and what they had to prove themselves worthy of. You've been giving everything, you have been costing nothing, and now you are wondering why you are not valued. This is why. The shift is not about becoming cold, it is about becoming expensive. Expensive in time, expensive in energy, expensive in access, When you become expensive, people treat you differently. They do not waste your time. They do not test your boundaries. They do not assume you will always be there, because they know you might not be, and that knowledge changes everything. It changes how they text you. It changes how they speak to you. It changes how they think about you when you are not around, because now you are not guaranteed. You have earned. This is the reality Machiavelli described. The prince is not loved because he is kind. He is loved because he is powerful, and power is not cruelty. Power is clarity. It is the ability to say no, the ability to walk away, the ability to let someone be wrong about you and not correct them, the ability to sit in silence while someone else is desperate to fill it. You have not had that ability. You have been the one filling the silence. You have been the one explaining. You have been the one making sure everything is okay, and the people around you let you because it benefited them. That ends now. You do not owe anyone an explanation. You do not owe anyone your time. You do not owe anyone emotional labor just because they expect it. You owe yourself clarity. You owe yourself boundaries. You owe yourself the same respect you have been giving to people who did not earn it. Here is what you do. You start saying no without explaining why. You start letting messages sit. You start letting people wonder where you are. You start walking away from disrespect without defending yourself. You start letting silence do the work your words once did, and you watch what happens. Some people will leave. Let them. They were not respecting you. They were using the version of you that said yes to everything. That version is gone. The ones who leave were never yours. They were just comfortable. Some people will test you harder. They will push. They will ask what is wrong. They will try to guilt you back into place. Do not explain. Do not defend. Just stay quiet. Just stay firm. They will either adapt or leave. Either way, you win. And some people will respect you for the first time. They will see the boundary and treat it like a wall. They will stop assuming. They will start asking. They will begin to value. Those are your people. Not the ones who stayed when you had no standards. The ones who stayed after you set them. This is not a theory. This is Machiavellian realism. You are not reading this to feel better. You are reading this to see clearly. And now you do. The people who controlled you did it because you let them. You reacted. You explained. You stayed. You apologized. You made it easy. And they took the easy path. That is not evil. That is human. But you are no longer responsible for making things easy. You are responsible for making yourself expensive. You do that by guarding your energy, by controlling your reactions, by letting people sit in the consequences of how they treat you. No words, no punishment. Just natural distance. Just quiet removal. Just the slow, cold realization that they lost access. That realization is more potent than anything you could say, because it is not emotional, it is structural. You are not angry, you are just gone, and gone is permanent in a way anger is not. So here is your challenge. This week, do not explain yourself once. Someone questions you, stay quiet. Someone disrespects you, remove yourself. Someone expects you to manage their emotions, let them sit in it. Do not argue, do not defend, do not fill the space. Just be still and watch how the power shifts. Watch how people start treating you differently when you stop being available for disrespect. Watch how they start valuing your time when it is no longer infinite. Watch how they start respecting your silence when you stop filling it with explanations. This is not a game. This is how power actually works. Machiavelli was not teaching manipulation. He was teaching reality, and reality does not care about your feelings. It cares about your actions. It cares about your boundaries. It cares about whether you protect yourself or let others define you. You have been letting others define you. That ends today. If you found this valuable, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe if you want more, but do not do it to support me. Do it because you are ready to see the game clearly. If this hit you, write "I am the strategist" once in the comments, just to mark the day your mindset changed. You are not the same person who started this video. You are the one who sees now. You are the one who knows. You are the strategist. Act like it.